Hello, and welcome back to the Daily Athenaeum's Date Show. I'm your affectionate aficionado, Jakob Janoski, returning with more love and jazz than ever before. Although I may have not found love last year on the show, love is definitely in the air tonight, and I have a feeling that will change today. Tonight, our Spotlight single will ask three dashing gentlemen a series of questions and choose one of them to accompany her on a fine dining experience right here at the Hotel Morgan. Are you guys excited? Because I know I am. Without further ado, let's meet our Spotlight single. Riley, come on out.
Hi.
So Riley, how are you doing today?
I'm nervous, but excited.
So Riley, tell us a bit about yourself and why you chose to come on the show today.
All right, I guess I'm from Manchester, New Hampshire. That's my hometown, about 10 hours away. I'm an art therapy major. I'm a junior here at WVU, and I actually applied for the show on a whim, completely, did not know this existed. I was looking for something completely different, and I got an email 3 hours after I submitted the application that I was chosen. So it was pretty cool.
That's great, Riley. I bet you're excited to meet these three fine gentlemen. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We'll meet them right after this commercial break.
Concerned about personal safety? Looking for a clean, modern place to train or practice? Come on down to Defense in Depth and enjoy our modern gun range, state-of-the-art simulator room, and massive showroom floor, and much more. 1389 Earl Cora Road, Morgantown, West Virginia. Be there or be square. See you on the range.
All right, guys, we have returned from commercial break, and right now we are going to introduce our three fine gentlemen. Contestant one, introduce yourself.
My name is Quincy. I am from Maine, and I'm a sport management major.
Contestant number two.
How's it going? My name is Adrian. I'm a senior cybersecurity major here at WVU, and I'm from Orange County, California.
And last, but certainly not least, contestant number three.
I'm Brandyn. I'm from Wheeling, West Virginia, and before that, Green River, Wyoming, and I'm history major.
Thanks, gentlemen. Now, because this is the blind dating show, Riley will choose her date solely based off of their answers, and we will have a grand reveal of the lucky winner at the end of the show. Riley, are you ready to get things going?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Ask away.
I guess we'll start with contestant number one. What is your biggest pet peeve and why?
I'd say my biggest pet peeve is probably being rude to people and just being rude to service staff and stuff like that.
And contestant number two, what is your biggest pet peeve?
I'd say my biggest pet peeve are dirty people. I like to consider myself someone who likes to stay clean, and if one of my roommates forgets to do the dishes, then so it's gonna be a bad day for me.
And number three?
I'll have to agree with contestant number one. No point in being rude to service people unless they're rude to you first. Even then, try and be restrained.
Solid. All good answers that I definitely agree with. All right, I guess we'll do number two. This is a deep question. I like this one. So contestant number two, we'll start with you. What is a common misconception that people have about you?
A common misconception people have about me is that I don't look like I'm an engineering major. They often think I'm sports management or anything that involves CPAS, which is not true.
Contestant number three, what is a common misconception people have about you?
That I don't know what I'm doing, tend to know what I'm doing, even if it is in a very chaotic and disorganized manner.
And number one?
People often think I'm mean, because I always have just a resting face, but I'm actually pretty nice, so.
Solid. And let's see, question number three. We'll start with contestant number three. How would you describe yourself in a relationship?
Loving and caring. Can't say that I have any experience with that, so I have no idea how to tell you, miss, but I try to be caring and affectionate, but for the most part honest, probably too honest to be perfectly honest with you. That was a bit stupid.
Contestant number two?
In a relationship, I say sometimes I go above and beyond a little too much. So that could be a pro and a con, but yeah, I guess for the most part, that's how I describe myself in a relationship.
And number 1?
I would describe myself as very loyal, and I'm also very loving. It's a big personality of mine.
Great job, contestants. We will return to the date show after a quick word from our sponsors.
Home Instead caregivers offer custom in-home services for personal care to memory care, so older adults can stay home, stay safe, and stay happy. Home Instead. To us, it's personal. Learn more at homeinstead.com/834 or call us at 304-906-4333.
And we are back. Riley, the floor is yours.
All right, let's get started. Start with contestant number 1. Question number 4 is, would you rather go to the beach or the mountains?
That's a tough question for me because I love both. Being from Maine, I love the beach, I love the ocean. But coming to West Virginia, I'd have to say the mountains. I like hiking through the woods.
Contestant number 2?
I'd say I'm a big beach guy. I live about 30 minutes from the beach back home, so I'm always down there every weekend, either playing football or taking one of my nephews down there to go play in the water a little bit. Also have 2 dogs back home who love to go to the dog park as well.
And number 3?
I'd have to say the mountains because I'm originally from Wyoming, which is known for its mountains, and I'd like to do a lot of hiking and backpacking, and you tend to do that more in the mountains than down on the beach.
And question number 5. All right, contestant number 2. What is the biggest mistake someone can make on a first date?
Biggest mistake someone can make on the first date, I'd say, would be ordering water to the table. I feel like that's like a red flag for me. If I'm gonna take you on a date, I feel like you should order something other than water, and that would kind of like break the ice for me. So it gives me like a sense of what your personality is like, whether if it's gonna be a soft drink or something alcoholic. But I'd say something other than water.
Contestant number 3?
I believe the worst thing you could do on a date is be rude to the waitstaff because that would reflect poorly upon you. Disagree with contestant number 2 on the water thing.
And contestant number 1?
I'd probably say showing up late. I know that's kind of stereotypical, but showing up late is kind of rude to everyone.
All right. So this next question is probably my favorite question, and it's, what is your love language? What is your love language, which is like the 5 love languages, so like acts of service, words of affirmation, that kind of thing. We'll start with contestant number 1.
I'd definitely say acts of service. I like doing things for my significant other, whether that being buying flowers or taking them out to dinner or something like that.
And contestant number 2?
I'd also say acts of service. I like to cook. I like to cook for other people, whether if it's big parties or just one person. I'll put everything I have into it and make it a nice meal. And yeah.
And number 3?
I'll also have to say acts of service because I'm not as familiar with the love languages, to be perfectly honest with you, ma'am, but it's very easy to try and do service for others and be a generally decent person.
All right, and then the next question, we'll start with contestant number 3. What is the best vacation you've been on?
I would have to say the best vacation I've been on was a hiking trip out in Philmont that was 14 days in New Mexico backcountry over 83 miles with a 30 to 50 pound pack. That was fun, albeit a bit rugged.
And contestant number 2, what is the best vacation you've been on?
A couple summers ago, I went wine tasting in Ensenada, Mexico with my family, and I have some family down there as well, and I felt like that was a good time because we hit up about 6 or 7 different wineries, and we followed that up with some nice tacos at the end of the night, and it was a good family bonding trip, I would say.
And number 1?
It's kind of a tough question because I was going to say I went on a trip to Europe, but actually last year I went on a ski trip with all my friends, so it was fun to hang out with all of them and go skiing with them. So that's definitely my favorite vacation.
All right, guys. Riley, how are you feeling so far?
Good, I'm excited.
All right. We will return with another batch of questions after this commercial break.
The West Virginia Tattoo Expo is back, hosted by a WVU alum. We are returning for the 8th year, August 19th through 21st, at the Marriott Hotel Morgantown Event Center. Hundreds of the best tattoo artists tattooing on-site all weekend, no appointments necessary. Come get tattooed and make a new memory and enjoy the arts, tattoo contests, on-site food, vendors, and more. For more information, check out our website, wvtattooexpo.com. See you at the expo.
All right, we are back. Riley, are you ready to get going again?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
All right, we'll start with contestant number 2. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
I'd say I'm a night owl, mainly because I focus on my studies a lot, and I feel like the later I stay up, the quieter my house is, and I can concentrate more. So it's not normal for me not to be up till 2 or 3 in the morning if I have to.
Contestant number 3.
I'd have to say I'm a morning person. A lot easier to get up and work at 7 o'clock in the morning than dealing with school at 8:30.
And number 1.
I'd say at school, I'm definitely a night owl, staying up doing my homework or hanging out with my friends. But at home, I like waking up early and going on a nice walk with my dogs.
All right, question number 9. Start with contestant number 1. What do you value the most in a friend?
Honestly, in a friend, I value loyalty. That's definitely my biggest trait I look for when looking at a friend.
Contestant number 2.
I'd say trust, compassion, and reliability. I always like to ask my roommates to do other things or help out with some stuff around the house. And if they're not willing to do that, then we'll have some issues.
And number 3.
Loyalty and honesty. For without honesty, what good is loyalty except for being blind? If you can't get good counsel.
Gentlemen, this is your final question of the evening. Ready to go, Riley?
Yes.
All right.
All right. So question number 10. We'll start with contestant number 3. What's something on your bucket list?
I've done a lot of things in my life, but with the currently developing market, I'd like to go to space. Because their space tourism's going, and I'd like to get into orbit for once.
Contestant number 2.
I'd probably say go to Spain. I have some family descendants from Spain, and I know a little bit of Spanish, so I feel like eventually in my lifetime I want to get out to Spain and go travel a little bit out there.
And contestant number 1.
So I have a fear of heights. So on my bucket list, I want to go skydiving in Australia, just to get over that fear.
All right, and I think that's all the questions that I have.
All right, Riley, how are you feeling right now?
Good, but now I'm more nervous.
Hi.
The bachelorette has a decision to make, and that decision will be heard after these messages.
As a home instead caregiver, you can use your experience for a job that feels like home. For companionship to everyday assistance, you can help older adults and choose a career that makes a difference. Join the Home Instead team. Apply today at homeinstead.com/834 or call us at 304-906-4333.
Welcome back, everybody. It looks like Riley has come to a decision after much deliberation and reflection upon the matter. Riley, who have you chosen?
So I just want to say I'm really, really glad that, I'm getting to meet all these guys. Just the fact that you guys came means so much to me. So thank you for that. It's really hard to choose, but I'm going to have to go with number 2.
Wow. Number 2, you are a lucky man. But before we meet contestant number 2, let's bring on contestant number 1.
Hi.
Come on over.
I'll stand over here. Okay. Sorry. Hi, I'm Quincy.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
And contestant number 3, come on over.
Hi. Hey, Cans, I'm more of a hugger.
What?
I'm more of a hugger. Come on in.
You certainly picked the best dress.
Now, will contestant number 2 and the most finely dressed gentleman please come on over? Everyone at the DA would like to say thank you to all 4 of our participants in this year's DA Date Show. We are so glad that we were able to put this together for a second year. and we can't wait to see what comes in our date show. Also, a huge thank you to all of our sponsors for this year's event. We would also not be able to make this happen if it weren't for your support.
Love yourself and get tested at the WU Student Health Center. We can help with birth control, STI testing, pelvic exams, and much more. No appointment needed. Just walk in. Visit us at wumedicine.org/studenthealth.
So looks like I'm the winner. Pretty surprised, honestly. I kind of just did this out of the blue a couple of weeks ago. I was like, got the email, said, why not sign up? And here we are. Just everything landed in my favor, I guess. Look forward to going on a date.
Well, I'm very excited, so.
Oh, you're not.
I am, actually.
But
anyway.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm ready.
Riley, coming into this, what were your expectations and how do you feel about it now?
Honestly, I didn't have any expectations. I just wanted to have fun, meet new people, and I can say that my expectations have been met. I'm really excited going on the date with Adrian, and yeah.
Would you recommend this to a friend?
Oh, absolutely. This was so much fun. This is not like anything I've ever done before, so I would definitely ask like my friends to do it for next year.
Quincy, what were your expectations coming into the production and coming out of it? How are you feeling?
I didn't really have any expectations. I just kind of did this for fun. All my roommates kind of signed up, so it was fun. It was worth it.
Would you suggest it to your roommates to do this or any of your other friends?
Yeah, definitely. It was nothing like I expected, so I'd definitely recommend them to do it.
All right, Brandon, coming into this, what were your thoughts? And now coming out of it, how do you feel?
Well, I was trying to get free lunch, to be perfectly honest with you, Jacob, and, well, we didn't get free lunch, but at least it was a bit of fun.
Now, would you recommend this to any of your friends?
Well, if they want a free lunch, yes. They have a 33% chance of getting a free lunch, and those aren't terrible odds.
They are not terrible indeed. Thank you, Brandon. Adrian, you're the lucky man. How you feeling?
Oh, man, my mom's going to be so happy.
Why is she going to be happy?
I don't know. I haven't seen her in a couple of months, and once I text her tonight, she's like, oh, my God, I can't wait to meet her.
That's great. Now, you're going on this date. Yeah. What are you expecting, man?
I mean, this place is very nice. One of the nicest places I've been in, like the vaulted ceilings and everything. So honestly, I'm expecting big things. Look forward to it.
Now, would you recommend this to any of your buddies?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. They would all love it.
All right, thank you.